What's up guys? Today I'll be sharing some common styling mistakes and how to avoid them. Now firstly, I do have to include this massive disclaimer right here. If you know me well, obviously you will know that I'm a big supporter of wearing whatever you want. Most things that we probably see as mistakes are just our brains having been conditioned by society since birth. But anyway, moving on from the heavy stuff, these are just some things that I personally like to keep in mind when I'm shopping or styling looks, and maybe you'll find them helpful too. Considering knee-high socks were part of my school uniform, I'm definitely familiar with this one. Knee-high socks can look super cute and add an extra element to your outfit. However, the length and positioning of the sock is important to keep in mind as well. When the socks are worn quite far below the knee, it actually makes the lower half of the leg appear shorter, which is not cool. This becomes super obvious if you compare it to how it looks wearing the socks right below the knee, which as you can see actually makes this lower half of the leg appear elongated. Notice the difference? This next one is probably the bane of my existence because I have proportionate but fairly broad shoulders. An ill-fitting shoulder is something that can apply to anybody, and it makes all the difference when you catch it out. On this dress I'm wearing, the shoulders are clearly too small for me because the shoulder seams are sitting too far inwards. Where I like my shoulders to sit is kind of the same as fitting a suit. The shoulder seam should sit right on kind of the bony part of your shoulder. An ill-fitting shoulder tends to make my shoulders look very rounded and a little bigger than they actually are. On this dress I'm wearing, however, the shoulder seams sit just where I like them, creating the most flattering shape. When wearing a straight or pencil fit skirt, this one is actually really easy to overlook. A pencil skirt that ends right in the middle of the kneecap, or in other words, at the widest part of the knee, can make your knee or leg appear wider. If it finishes over the knee entirely at the slimmer part of the leg where the knee ends, this is a lot more flattering. But my personal preference and what I find most flattering is when the skirt finishes above the knee entirely. Generally, wearing a skirt to fit completely above the knee or completely over the knee you'll find more flattering than finishing at the knee, which is actually what a lot of people go for, but I really don't think it's a good idea. For some reason, this one bugs me so much, especially when online shopping, the awkward, not quite high-waisted high waist. I see so many mid-rise shorts and jeans labeled as high-waisted online when it's like, no, it's not high-waisted because a true high waist has to sit on the absolute smallest part of your waist. The awkward non-high waist sits somewhere between a mid-rise and a high-waisted garment. And it doesn't look so good with your shirts tucked in either, or at least not for me anyway. A true high waist sits at the smallest part of your waist, and this is generally above your belly button, and we're not talking on the belly button. For me, it needs to be above, way above the belly button. This is the ideal place for your clothing to sit if you really want to accentuate the waist. A true high-waisted item will do everything it's supposed to do and work wonders if it's sitting at the correct part of your waist. As a tall person who wears size 40 shoes, I find that really flat shoes can sometimes be unflattering for me, and maybe it is for you as well. For some reason on me, shoes with a really flat sole make my legs look kind of wider. Honestly though, I don't really care about this one too much because if I want to wear flat shoes, I will, and I don't really care if it doesn't look good from one particular angle. But a couple of things you can do to avoid the flat sole dilemma: wear black socks with your shoes, or even some little stocking socks. Those are all my tips for now. Be sure to hit the like button if you found it interesting or helpful. And remember, there are no real mistakes or fashion rules or anything like that. These just might be helpful if you're a super perfectionist like me. Please let me know in the comments if you guys have any mistakes to avoid of your own. I would love to add them to my list. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.